What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back to another video. And today I just want to go over everything that I want to happen before this season ends. Now, we all know the Giants have no playoff aspirations. We're not in the hunt. We're not in the hunt to win the division. That really is besides everything right now. For the past couple years, it's been like that, so it's nothing new for Giants fans. So we have nothing else to do but to look forward for the future, and what should we do in the future, and what should we try to build towards, and what should Giants fans want to see. Now, before I start, I want to give you guys the two possibilities that Giants fans are really torn between right now, and it's for some good reasons, you know. So the first one being tanking. So tanking versus momentum. And what should we do? Should we tank and get good draft picks and try to build that way, or should we try to build off of momentum, try to win as much games as we can so we go into next season with, I don't know, 6 or 7 wins under our belt and say, well, let's get even better than 6 or 7 wins last year. Let's turn that into 8 or 9 wins this year. So that's a constant battle that Giants fans have, and I'm not going to lie, I've gone through the same thing. You know, I've always said to myself, should I root for my team to lose? And at the end of the day, I can't bring myself to get there, but having a good draft pick isn't so bad. So, you know, when we do lose these games, I'm not too distraught, because it's not like we're going anywhere anyways, but we're gonna have a good draft pick, which is a good situation to be in. But at the same time, I want my team to win. I want our team to go into next season with some momentum, and that's the big battle here. What do you guys think is better for a team, especially in this situation, the New York Giants? Are we better off tanking? That's the question of the day. Are we better off tanking, or are we better off, you know, trying to get some momentum, trying to fix our problems this year, so when next year happens, we'll be on the right foot? And what I mean by momentum is not just having a good win-loss ratio, or, you know, not just having a good win record. It's trying to fix your problems, like actually trying to win these games, actually trying to develop these players. You know, if you tank, if you intentionally lose, which is what tanking is, if you tank, you're asking your players to become less than what they are. You're game managing in a way that is going to be, you know, a deficit to the team. You're not trying to win. You're not trying to improve. So with a team that has a bunch of rookies and a bunch of guys on their rookie contracts, is it really worth it to tank? Because say if you do tank, you bring in some more young guys, you make this team an even younger team. By the way, we are one of the youngest teams in the NFL by average age, especially by average starting guys, especially on our defense. You got mostly these guys are on their rookie contracts. Talking about maybe 85% of the guys are on their rookie contracts, the starting guys. You're going to bring in even more younger guys, flush out all the veterans, and expect yourselves to win next year without you building for, you weren't building for anything. You weren't improving. You weren't working on yourselves now. And then you're going to bring in some fresh talent, and then they're not going to know what to do. You still don't know what to do because you were tanking last year. So what do you do after that? So that's the constant battle you gotta think about. It's not just about the good draft picks. You have to try to fix yourself and improve yourself before these new draft picks come in. Otherwise, they're just going to be playing exactly how you've been playing last year. So that's something I want you guys to think about. That's the question of the day. Tanking or momentum? What do you think is best for the New York Giants situation? So that being said, I do want to let you guys know I'm on the momentum side of things, okay? I'm not about the tanking life. Chase Young is great. If we could trade up to get Chase Young, if we still get 6 or 7 wins by the end of the year, I would love to still trade up for Chase Young. I don't care what we have to give up. I want to get a star pass rusher in here. I'm talking like, you know, the next Von Miller, the next, you know, great pass rusher in here. I want to bring in here. So I'm still on the momentum side of things. I still want to, you know, try to fight for, you know, we still have the possibility of having 8 wins this year. Let's try to get to 6 or 7 at least. So that being said, I'll tell you guys what I want to see by the end of this season for the 2019 New York Giants. First up, I want to see more better clock and game management from Pat Shurmur. I want to see him actually trying. Now, I know I don't want to believe that the Giants are intentionally tanking right now, because it seems to me that they're trying to win these games with a rebuilding team, and that just doesn't work that way. But Pat Shurmur has shown no ability to be a head coach so far this year, hasn't really made good decisions. whether being an offensive coordinator or a head coach when you're managing the clock. I want to see better clock management in these games, especially in the fourth quarter. Learn how to manage your timeouts, learn how to game plan, learn how to play call, learn how to keep the defense on their heels, keep the defense honest, mix up the running and passing game, get creative. Actually look like you have passion for what you're doing. Not only that, I know a lot of people really don't care about this, but the press conference, please just look like you care. Just look like you care in these press conferences, and you just, don't look like you're just trying to brush off the media as, whatever it is. Take responsibility. Make us feel confident going into next season with you as our head coach. We want to see more of that. Secondly, I want to see better improvement from the coordinators, not Pat Shurmur. I'm not saying Pat Shurmur. I want a new coordinator by the end of the year. Not by the end of the year, but as the new year approaches. So you guys, I guess you could kind of say something I'm looking forward to in the offseason as well. I want to see an offensive coordinator here. We have Mike Shula as an offensive coordinator, and he's not calling plays. If we want to keep him around, let's do it. Let's let him call plays and see what happens. But honestly, I'm all for bringing in a new guy in here, whether that be a Mike McCarthy. He's probably going to get a head coaching job somewhere, but if he wants to come in here, I would gladly accept a Mike McCarthy in here. But if we do keep Mike Shula, it kind of worries me just a little bit, just because of he's been here 2 years. Why hasn't he already taken over the play calling if he's that effective? So in my estimation, I don't think he's going to be very effective. So I'm all for bringing in a new guy in here, a new fresh mind in here, offensive mind, to play call and call the plays for the offense. I want to bring that in there, as well as the defense. James Bettcher, I don't have a problem with James Bettcher's scheme. I actually love it. I love the attacking 3-4 system. I love how he loves to send pressure from everywhere. I love how he loves to mix up coverages. I love how he loves to utilize the safeties in a way that safeties aren't utilized. They're a really big part of his defense, and I'm excited. I like James Bettcher's defense, but he needs to know his personnel. He needs to know what is safe for his defense and what is not, because you got a lot of inexperienced guys out there. You're asking a sixth grader to do rocket science. I mean, it's just not going to work 10 times out of 10. Asking a little kid to write up some kind of equation and figure it out is just not how you get there. You have to baby step your way over there until you get to that level, until you graduate, defense 101, until these guys graduate that type of scheme. It's very complicated. You guys watch James Bettcher on film. It's very complicated. The 3-4 in itself is very complicated. So that being said, know who your personnel is and get the ball moving that way. And I still welcome James Bettcher as our defensive coordinator. I know a lot of people don't. That may be an unpopular opinion, but you guys have to watch the film. His looks are there. It's just these players aren't executing. Antoine Bethea should not be a single high safety at 35 years old. Why aren't you throwing in a Julian Love in there? Why aren't you throwing in someone else? If Corey Ballentine is not getting reps at cornerback, throw him in at single high safety. He has the range. He has the speed. He has the ball skills. I'd be all for throwing Corey Ballentine there in certain packages. Learn how to game plan around your personnel. Next up, as a whole, I mentioned the defensive coordinator. Now I'm talking about the players. The defense needs to show their potential. They have potential. They need to reveal it. They need to reveal what we've been thinking about this defense could be for so long. Now, our D-line is somewhat there. Dalvin Tomlinson and Dexter Lawrence are extremely good at those spots. They're an extremely good duo. BJ Hill and Leonard Williams, not so much. We want more pressure from Leonard Williams and BJ Hill. Leonard Williams has been good in his time with us, but still hasn't registered a sack, but still has been getting a lot of pressure. The inside linebacking core, I'm going to give them a little bit of a mulligan just because it's been so beat up this year. Ryan Connolly and Alec Ogletree, believe it or not, Alec Ogletree was having a good year besides, alongside of Ryan Connolly. They look like a really good duo, and then especially Tay Davis in there when he was healthy. I mean, that was a really good trio to have there in rotation at the inside linebacker position. So I'm going to give them a little bit of a mulligan just because they're so beat up at that position. Deion Buchanan, haven't seen anything from him at all this season. And then at the cornerback spots, Janoris Jenkins has been playing a little bit better. He still has his moments where he doesn't want to try. DeAndre Baker has just been all over the place. He's had a couple of good games in the beginning of the year, like week 3, week 4. I think week 3 and week 4 were the only years he ever had only weeks he only had a good game. So that being said, he needs to improve. He's looking like a bust right now. I'm not going to call him a bust, but he is definitely trending in that direction. He's very trending in that Eli Apple direction. So, and I don't even think Eli Apple had this much of a bad year. I'll be completely honest with you. Eli Apple did not have this bad of a rookie year that DeAndre Baker is having, but just because of DeAndre Baker's name, that's why, you know, we're giving him the freebie, but we shouldn't. And then we move on to the safeties. The safeties have to know what they're doing. Antoine Bethea has no belonging in this team whatsoever. Yes, he shows up on the stat sheet with tackles and he has an interception now. It's just he's had one good game the whole year. One good game. Other than that, absolutely pitiful. You know, Jabril Peppers has no belonging as a free safety. Do not put this guy 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage, because he will not thrive. He does not thrive in coverage. This guy thrives next to the line of scrimmage, covering the run and covering tight ends, you know, in short field situations. That's what Jabril Peppers excels at, and that's where he should stay. So the safeties need to know what they're doing as well. And last but not least, of course, I want to see the offense pick it up. I want to see, you know, we're scoring a decent amount of points per game. We're scoring more points per game than we did in our 2016 year when we made the playoffs. So we're scoring more points per game. Daniel Jones seems to be improving. I want to see him work on that fumbling issue. He's averaging 2 fumbles a game. That is not good. Let's you know get that down to at least 1, maybe half a fumble a game. You know, as the average. Let's get that down, please, by the end of the year. But Daniel Jones right now is exceeding expectations. I'm okay with him. I want to see Saquon Barkley get back in his groove. I want to see this offensive line also make a comeback, because they were the only highlight of this team for the first 4 weeks of the season. But after that, after week 5, after they played Minnesota in week 5, it was downhill from there. They've been exposed all season long. So I don't know what it was about that Minnesota game, but teams are watching that tape, obviously, and figuring it out. So, you know, week 1 through 4, I want to get them, you know, back to where they were. And all that. The wide receivers, we'll see how healthy they get next season, because they're just not right now. So that being said, that is what I want to see from the New York Giants next season. By the end of this year into next season. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. And I will see you guys in the next video.